evening, I'm Meryl Friend and welcome to News Geelong on this Wednesday, the 14th of December. As part of a $3 million development for Fisherman's Beach in Torquay, the Surf Coast Rescue Service is already open for summer. Also, the City of Greater Geelong Council are funding ongoing beautification of our streets and shopping areas. Later in the program, we catch up on all the latest exciting sport news in Geelong with Mitch Cleary. And for the most up-to-date information on our festive weather, Sophie Miller will tell us what's in store for the rest of the week and into the weekend. But first, the long wait is finally over for the Patterson family from Torquay. After a 2-year battle to acquire a visa for adopted daughter and little sister Pisces, the family are all together to enjoy Christmas. Debbie Meany reports.
The Patterson family is celebrating after the recent arrival of their newly adopted daughter Pt1 from Cambodia. I spoke with Megan Patterson and their lovely daughter Pt1 about their journey.
Well, we started the adoption process 2 years ago. We had known her since she was 18 months old, so we had a couple of years of knowing her, and then when her mum said that she wanted to put her into an orphanage or leave her at PTD, the crisis centre, we decided to ask her if we could adopt her because we knew her, loved her and didn't want to see her in a facility. So that's how that part came around, and from then it was negotiating the Cambodian side of the adoption, and then once that was done it was negotiating the visa on the Australian side.
And it sounds fairly lengthy, but it's actually a bit more involved because of some family issues, is that right?
Well, we were expats. The only way you can adopt from Cambodia being Australian is as an expat. We'd been expats for 2.5 years in the Middle East and Cambodia, and then we had some family issues that brought us back to Australia. So what had happened is that we'd started the adoption process in Cambodia as expats, but when we lodged the visa, we were deemed not to be expats anymore. Now, the legality of that is huge, but I have been written to by the Immigration Minister who said he's changing that aspect of the law because it is ridiculous in light of Pt1's case. We hadn't done anything wrong other than we were forced back to our own country. And what's your name? Pt1? Ariella? What's your name? Pt1, Ariella?
Patterson.
Patterson. Are you happy for Australia? Yeah?
And who are your brothers and sisters? Bong Hamish?
Bong Hamish, Bong Lucky, Jamie Lee, Mummy,
Daddy?
Pt1, Daddy,
Dixie?
Dixie.
Yeah. In Torquay, this is Debbie Meany for News Geelong.
Thank you, Debbie. The completion of a 2-year extension project for St Paul's Lutheran Kindergarten was officially opened on the weekend, funded by the Kinder community, council, government and significant support from local businesses. Kindergarten had its official opening recently and we were able to speak with people from the local council and the community here at the congregation as well as state government.
Yes, we've been looking forward to this opening day for a very long time. We started back in 2009 and there's been a very hard-working group of people and Kinder community and church community, and we've come now to celebrate the opening.
It was something that we did to move forward into working towards universal access for the kindergarten, and we were lucky enough to be able to have a supportive committee that identified the need that was in the community, and we've got to this point now and we'll be able to move forward and be a good service provider in the community from now on.
How are the numbers for enrolments for 2012?
Full.
Oh, it's been a really team effort, a big group of us, of parent volunteers and church committee, and we've worked for 3 years now, and it has been a roller coaster up and down, and we're just really happy that it's finally here this day that we can hand this kinder over for next year.
It is a fairly significant day, and it shows what happens when you get partnerships between state, local governments and the local community. It's a great facility here that's been constructed, and yes, I'm certainly looking forward to opening it.
And of course, now with the guidelines for 4-year-olds needing 15 hours a week at kinder, it is really important to have plenty of facilities like this.
Well, yeah, this is actually one of the pilot programs here in the Barwon South West region. So this is one of 4 kinders that's actually received some additional funding to trial the 15 hours. So it is important. We might not be able to, I've certainly got some doubts around whether we can achieve the 15 hours, and certainly those doubts are being expressed to the federal government. But look, we'll keep going with it and we'll see how these pilots work.
What sort of funding was put forward for this project?
There was $200,000 from the state government was put into this project, plus an additional $30,000 for the pilot for the 15 hours. And I believe the total project cost around $400,000.
It is a great day for the Lutheran kindergarten. This kindergarten is one of the best kindergartens in Geelong and on the Bellarine, and it does a lot of good work in the community, especially with families that are not so well off in the Grovedale and Marshall area. I'm very proud of what they've been able to achieve. Council gave them the planning money to plan out the extension to their facility.
Lovely day for the community here. They've worked very hard at building this extra facility, and they've got a strong commitment to supporting parents and their children in their early learning.
The Commonwealth has entered into an $800 million agreement with all of the states and territories to increase universal access for kinder-aged kids up to 15 hours. And of course today's facility is partially funded by the Commonwealth Government under that reform agenda.
From the St Paul's Lutheran Kindergarten in Grovedale, Meryl Friend, News Geelong. Residents and tourists to Torquay this summer have every reason to feel even safer in the surf with the opening of the Surf Coast Rescue Service. Debbie Meaney has more.
The Torquay Marine Rescue Service is open and ready to assist those in the Surf Coast area with any marine emergency that they may have. I spoke with Richard Davies from the Great Ocean Road Coast Committee about why this is such a vital service for the area.
Great Ocean Road Coast Committee are really proud of that project. It's part of the $3 million development at Fisherman's Beach, and we've opened the Marine Rescue Service facility early to be in time for summer. The remainder of the project will open late January, early February, but it will now provide really safe marine rescue services between Queenscliff and Apollo Bay.
The actual rescue service, will that run throughout the year?
Look, it will. It's a volunteer group staffed by around 70 volunteers, and they're on call 24/7 and provide services with their rescue boat at any time they're needed. In addition, the new facility has an excellent emergency management communications room, which formerly didn't exist, so they'll now be able to run communications and so forth for any emergency in their area of control.
The next stage to the Fisherman's Beach precinct, what's happening next?
Yes, the Torquay Angling Club buildings and associated community rooms are currently undergoing final fit out at the moment. We think they'll be completed on time around mid to late January, and there's a great viewing deck above that precinct that's also being completed at the moment. All the car parking is already complete now, so the boat ramp and associated facilities will be fully operational over Christmas time.
In Torquay, this is Debbie Meaney for News Geelong.
Thank you, Debbie. And as we go to a break on News Geelong, we'll return with more news after this.